Comic book review time. We got a nice little stack of comics I read recently. Hopefully, I can remember what they're all about to an extent. Yeah, nice pile of comics here. Don't know if I'll get through all of them. See what happens. But lots of horror, lots of action, lots of fun. So, checked out the Marvels movie because it was on my Plex available. So I'm like, what the heck? Might as well check it out. I want to see the kitten part. I figured, yeah, the wife was working on her junk journals. So I figured, what the hell? I'll watch the movie and get to the cat part, and then I'll save that for when she comes down. Of course, that's not like an hour into it. I mean, the beginning cat parts she didn't need to see. She's not. I knew she wouldn't be into the movie that much, and I mean, I was disappointed in it, as were many. Fury kind of isn't his strong, confident character that he was in the other Marvel movies. He's kind of, I don't know, I don't like his authoritative way he acts in this movie. It just felt weird to me. I'm a Carol Danvers Captain Marvel fan. The Monica Rambeau character, she's all anger, and I mean, it's like, boo-hoo, you didn't come back to see me as a little girl that you made a promise to, and you didn't come back to see me. I understand you have to take care of the whole universe, every planet out there, every alien species, and everything, but you could have been back to hold my hand. Like, boo-hoo, I'm going to have this attitude against you my whole life because of that, because you made a promise. Never made it back. And she is a little busy. Kamala Khan, I mean, the whole thing about Kamala Khan and everything you see focuses on the embiggen part of her and stuff. And you got all these things going on where all she'd have to do is make her giant hands, scoop everybody up, crush them, whatever. Scoop them up, put them in a container, and you got them all. Instead, she runs around worried about things, avoiding things, trying to help out, basically making little ice steps, but not using any of her powers that she's got the ability for, and she knows how to use. She's done them in the other things she's been in, so she, by now, after gaining the powers to this point, she should have been practicing quite a bit with it and learned how to use all these powers. I mean, you're seriously going to have superhero abilities and you're just going to put your bangle in a box and not practice any of your powers and try and learn more and more about yourself. That made no sense. And then someone's like, here, use your scarf. And then she's like, people are just getting hurt from this little scarf. It just stupefies the movie to the point that it's gonna make people that are into some more serious style action are gonna complain about it. So if you're gonna put that kind of stuff out there, then you have to expect the criticism. But yeah, I was expecting so much more out of this movie. Like I said, it took about an hour into it before we got to the fun cat part with all the kittens, all the little flirkins. And even there, I mean, that part kind of bummed me out too because it's like the Flurkins were doing their thing, grabbing characters and scooping them up with their little Cthulhu mouth, Cthulhu tongue. But now these characters are going to an alternate dimension inside each of these Flurkins or whatever. And then they spit them out when they are ready to or whatever. I just I think they need to explain that whole theory a little more than just sitting there having cats run around sucking up the good guys. Everybody is freaking out and confused. It's like, why wouldn't you just sit there and say, hey, everybody, this is going to be very strange for you, but group up. We got the kittens. Chewie can bring the kittens in. Sit there. They're going to just put you in a safe place so we can get everybody on the ships, get out of here, and then you'll be back. You're just going to an alternate place for a little while. All the cats can just sit there and suck everybody up and then hop on the ships and go. But the way they did it, everybody just running away from the cats and getting sucked up and all kinds of things exploding everywhere. It's like that made no sense. For an organization that's supposed to be so intelligent and have all these abilities and all this stuff, they really do stuff in a very stupid way. And I think the reason is I think they're letting too many people stick their fingers into the Marvel universe or any of these universes and basically put their own ideas up without them really knowing much about the characters and the comics deep enough part of it. But yeah. So I was bummed. Very boring movie. Just none of it really caught my eye, interested in me. Anything that really sticks out. Even the cats. I figured that would have been the main part that would have stuck out. But even the eggs in the that were hatching, and they start out with one egg, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of other eggs. It's like, well, where were these eggs coming from? They never explain that. Were these Chewie's eggs? Is Chewie a girl? I thought Chewie was a boy. I don't know. Very confused where all this came from. They did not explain stuff very well, where usually they over explain everything in these movies, and this movie they didn't. They're just like three ladies out there, make a big movie with them, and hope for the best. And I think they got the worst. Fans of Monk, Monk came back with a final movie, the Defective Detective. Uh, it was a great finalization to whatever they're trying to finalize, I guess, because the series itself finalized itself nicely because Monk solves his wife's murder in it. Spoilers. I believe he fully solves it. I don't know. They might have left some type of cliffhanger for future reference, but then this is described as the final movie for Monk. Just a final recap of everything and catch you up where he's at. And then this ended kind of with we could easily go on with this. So we'll see what happens. But I liked it. I'm rewatching the series right now. I'm in the season 2 again. It's like fun background noise thing to put on. And then on Amazon has an animated Merry Little Batman art. I hated. It's that weird art where you have people with these long Pinocchio noses and stuff, and they misshapen heads, and then you got the characters with the round heads and the oval heads and triangular heads, and it's like, well, let's pick a style for the humanity. Let's make all humans the same. I mean, there's body types and stuff are just. It's just. I do not like that art style. I was never a fan of that style of artwork. I don't want to say what I think the stylization is because it's this day and age, people are going to take it wrong. Uh, but other than that, it's a fun family kids movie, fun little storyline and everything. It was enjoyable enough that I'm glad I watched it. I'll never watch it again, but yeah, it was worth checking out once. And you basically story is Batman has a kid, Damian Wayne, the new future real son Robin for Batman. I love that Luke Wilson is the voice of Batman. I'm like, when I seen it in the show notes, I'm like, Luke Wilson doing the voice of Batman? I don't know if that's going to click right. But it worked. It worked out good. I didn't mind it. Damien plays a fun little shithead throughout the movie. But yeah, it's a fun Batman style thing where Batman goes off to another country, has to deal with stuff, and things happen, and the whole world is in a good place. All the criminals are taken care of. Batman made sure it was all safe before his son was born, and it starts out with Damien and their cat Selena playing a little game of cat and mouse. That was funny, but you don't get to see Catwoman in here, which is a bummer. It's like, is she dead? Is she in jail? What's up? I didn't really explain that. We just get a cat named Selena, and we know that that's Selena is the real Selena is Batman's wife, so Damien's mom. So, yeah, it's kind of weird how they didn't show her or anything, or explain what was up with her. But other than that, we're checking out Chucky right now, which that series is fun. I figured it would be decent because I know they're going to bring a lot of the people back from all the other movies and stuff, and it's fun how they're entwining them into it. But yeah, we're only about halfway through the first season so far. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's get to it. We got Army of Darkness Forever. This is issue 2. This is still a blast. We're dealing with a lot of time jumping. So we go to 2093 with our future Ash. Get to see what kind of mechanisms he's dealing with, along with finding out about things that are happening based off our Necronomicon and all that stuff. We bounced to 1993, back to S-Mart, and you get to see Ash's flirtatious self and all that's going on with that, along with some stuff with Evil Ash that we're finding out a little bit more information from. But yeah, this is still going good. If you like anything Evil Dead Army of Darkness, I suggest checking that out. It's a fun and interesting run. I think it's only going to be a short 5-issue or so, but I hope they do like Elvira's been doing, where do a 5-issue of one storyline, another 5-issue of another storyline. They all link together. I'm hoping that's what they keep doing with lots of in the Evil Dead and books out there. So big game, issue 5 of 5, the big finale. If you've been missing out on this, you've been missing out. And this is Mark Miller and Pepe Larraz doing an awesome job of bringing the Magic Order, Nightclub, all the different. I mean, you got Starlight, Hit Girl, the Ambassador's Nemesis. I think Jupiter's Legacy, maybe. I mean, Kick Ass, of course. Just all these different characters from their world, and they have a nice reading order here for you, which is nice when someone does that. If you're using a big collaboration of all your different characters and you want to learn about the characters and get them in a nice order so you don't read outside the timeline, that's nice that they give you that. I like when books do it. But this one, we get a lot of stuff with Kick-Ass. We get a lot of stuff with all our characters. I mean, it's just a huge event. I mean, this thing's nice, thick final issue. Gives you all the stuff you want, all the battles that are going on. You get so many characters involved in this. It's just so fun. But yeah, I wasn't really gonna jump on this, and then I caught a cover that it's like, why is that character on the cover? And I'm like, okay, I gotta check this out. And I'm very glad I did. I would have been bummed if I missed out on that run. It's going to be a strong contender for series of the year, but we'll see what happens. I think I might do a New Year's special where I give out some awards for different comics and stuff. We'll see. See what happens this year. So yeah, Capwolf and the Howling Commandos. Issue 2. Still don't give a shit about Captain America, but I love the Howling Commandos and Dugan, and I I like how the story's going. Cap's not mentally deranged from being werewolfed out. We're learning more about our evil Nazi witch and her plans, and the Nazi plans with their werewolf creations of their military that they're trying to put out, and they're the ones that ended up turning Capwolf into what he is. But this issue, we get to learn that Capwolf can connect with certain things with the characters, and they're getting ready to do a big offensive. And Caps, of course, I don't need you guys. You guys go home, take a break, go relax. I'll take care of it all myself because I'm Captain America. I gotta do everything myself. Can't work with everybody else. I'm Captain America, one for all and all for, and just myself for myself. No, jackass. There's supposed to be a team. Work together. Uh, take down the evildoers as a group. But yeah, I'll keep reading it because Cap is at least in wolf form, and I can deal with that. Keep the regular Captain America out of the storyline, and I'll keep reading it. Like I'm like Dum Dum Dugan. It's like you're basically military propaganda is all you are, Cap. It's like you might have your little powers and all that stuff, but military, they're out there busting their ass, dying left and right, while you're just running around trying to put everybody down and take control of everything. And it makes the guys that are out there putting their life on the line feel like shit. They don't have your little powers where you can sit there and take bullets and get damaged and come back to life and all this shit. So yeah, Creepshow issue 3 is another fun one. Our stories in here. Oh yeah, we get it. Eternity by Zoe Thorogood, where we get to learn what it's like to live forever and what you're going to go through, what you're going to see, what you're going to deal with. And you get to find out what this poor girl goes through over time and things that happen to her and her lovers that she's got met and gone through, loved and lost, and things she's seen. Yeah. Then we got Sacrifices by Joel Farrelly, Goran Suzuka, Ivy Sporkina, and Pat Rizzo. In this story, we get I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, a little uh, Duke story in the back from G.I. Joe. But in this one, you find out that greed and riches can end up biting you in the ass in the long run. It's like if you have something that something else uh, is looking for, something that an entity can feel and find its way to, it may not be that valuable to hang on to. You might want to get rid of it so you're not being stalked down by the entity trying to find this item. Instead, you gotta watch out what you get your hands into, what you like to get a hold of with your greed. Universal Monsters Dracula by James Tynion IV and Martin Simmons. I think it's Simmons. And Russ Wooten. This is still basically it's Dracula. You got Universal Monsters Dracula. The artwork's done nicely for being a painted style artwork, and I like the way they did it. The imagery works nicely with the events at hand and stuff. They make them pop. Just everything pops very nicely, and the characterization and the creatures are drawn decent. Whereas other ones I've followed just were a mess, and this is fun. Well, the only bummer is that it's Dracula. The story as it was, as it is, just put into comic book form, which I could swear I have other versions of. But I keep putting it out. I figure there'd be some new twist. I'm still hoping. We're 2 issues into a 4-issue run, I believe. I'm pretty sure this one's only 4 issues. It could be 5, but I think it's 4. Got Giant Robot Hellboy by Mike Mignola, Duncan Fegredo, and Dave Stewart. Issue 2, right? Yep, issue 2 of 3. See, I was about to say that it was going to be 4 issues, but it's 3 issues, which I can see because in this issue, Hellboy kind of like breaks out of the machine trying to figure out what's going on, and we still have all our characters that are trying to get Hellboy to do their bidding, which I'm still at that point. We have this one gal that's off doing her thing while Hellboy's taking care of the beast on the island, and she's got to deal with the beast also while she's trying to find some intel or whatever the hell she's trying to get for these people. But we're still not getting an explanation to Hellboy of what the hell's going on. If this is issue 2 of 3, the 3rd issue is going to have some explaining to do, Lucy. And that's just going to waste half the issue. So hopefully they do it nicely. It works out good. I do like the concept of the story. I just don't like how they put the story together because you're not given. I mean, I am a person that bitches about too much info about why this thing is doing this and this is doing that, but this one's not even giving the info to the character that has to deal with it. Poor Hellboy, slam him in a machine, knock him while he's knocked out, and then he wakes up inside a giant robot mech. And he's supposed to understand what's going on when he doesn't even know how to operate and control this thing. And then he's got these giant other kaiju creatures coming after him he's got to deal with. Just very strange. All right, we got Gunslinger number 26 from Image Comics. The story's still holding up, but we're getting. This one takes us a little deeper into the history of the Gunslinger. What some people did to him that have associations with everything with his sister and stuff, and how that's they break that story down a little bit more in here. So we find out Gunslinger's hunting all the people that killed his family, and he's paying them back, and has a specialized blood bullets for it. That's another thing that irritated me, because Gunslinger takes his blood, puts it on the bullets that are supposed to wipe out certain enemies. It uses his necroplasm or whatever to give some powers to the bullet when the blood penetrates their flesh or whatever. Well, you're putting the blood on the outer casings of the shells, the shotgun shells and stuff like that. Those casings don't go into the body. All that goes in is the lead at the tip of a normal bullet. And then if it's a shotgun, your shotgun cartridge, none of that goes into the body. That gets shot out the chamber on the ground next to you. So why you're soaking the outer casings with blood makes no sense to me, unless this blood's got some super penetrative abilities to go deep down into the gunpowder. I don't understand. You would think what he'd do is take an empty cartridge, put a few drops of blood in there, put the gun, well, I'd put the gunpowder in first, put a few drops of blood on top of the gunpowder, put your uh, metal balls in there first, and then your pellets or whatever you're using, your slug, and then put the blood on top of that, and then encase the gun or cap or encase the shell or cap the shell or whatever. But putting it on the outside of the casing makes no sense. It's not going to touch the person. Why would that affect anything? A lot of these stories lately are just I'm noticing tons of little things that 20 years ago, geeks would have been bitching about. Day and age, you're not hearing nothing because you're getting all these newer readers that aren't that deep into it. So I'm guessing, but who knows? Got Local Man number 7. I don't remember reading 6 of them already. I only feel like I read 2, but we get to learn more about our character, his back history, his current history. He goes through a little acid trip thing here with at a commune he goes to. It's interesting what they do. And then these are flip comics, so you get 2 stories that are connected. And on one side, we're learning more about our character, our local man character, and he's learning about himself also while going through these green things. And then on our little girl's side, we get to find out about a girl in Farmington, Wisconsin that's just she's got back history. The town's kind of got some things against her. There's like, gotta learn more about herself, but we just get this slight teaser of her, and there's a link to Local Man that we don't know, that we're getting information on gradually. I think that's going to lead into, but I'm still back and forth on it. It's like I said, this would be in issue 7. I don't think I've read 6 issues. I think that's why I'm kind of confused with the storyline, what's going on. It's like I don't think it matters which side of the flip book you read first. The ones I have remembered reading, which is only like 2. So I'm going to have to find out if I'm missing stuff of that storyline or what. But other than that, I enjoy it. But I'm partial to it because of Tim Seeley and you have Flex, Seeley, Simpson, and Severero on it. But I like how he references the Wisconsin area, and you got the Hodag bad guy or whatever. The Hodag's not referenced like it is in Wisconsin. It's referenced as a character that they're dealing with. So yeah, I'm curious where this is going. I do have a trade paperback that I think is a standalone Local Man one that I just got not long ago, so I will have to check into that and see. We'll see what happens. We got Night of the Living Dead, Kin, issue 3. I believe there's maybe one more. One, maybe 2 issues left to this yet, but we get our characters, our brother and sister, the brother being sick. They get to the farmhouse, and when they get to the farmhouse, they get greeted by people that are at the farmhouse. Uh, get a couple other characters that come to the farmhouse, some hunters that show up. And so you can imagine with all the different cliques of people and stuff, it's linking right into the Night of the Living Dead movie, getting to the point where you'll see that they're overrun by zombies at that point in the movie, and there's just certain characters that are still there. So we're getting the prequel to find out what happened to the other characters prior to the movie starting. It's nice about what they're doing and everything that's going on. But yeah, that's none of that's to. You don't have to move that stuff. Yeah. I'll take care of it later. Yeah. I'm not going to move any of it. That Skippy Creamy, that. Yeah, there's none of that in that pile. Oh, okay. So I would tell you if there was something in that pile you needed. Just leave it alone. I just brought that home. I'll put it all away later. Yeah, okay. All right. Sorry about the interruption. I just got things going on around. Deal with. So we got Ninja High School, number 191. Here we get our little Petunia girl style character. She gets put into a challenge with this guy that is like her boss for, I don't know, you can't really say a construction boss, but mechanic boss or something like that. And he basically, they fix stuff. She fix things. He has a problem with her for some reason, wants to see what she can do, and sits there, and a contest comes out of it, and Petunia goes and gets put on an item that may or may not be able to be fixed, and other people have tried and failed. But she's all up for the challenge, so you're going to get to see her abilities and see what she can do. And it's fun how they're doing this, and I'm going to follow it into the next few issues and see where it goes. Definitely going to be going beyond that because I noticed in the newest catalog there's a fun, I forget what they call them, some type of zombies in an upcoming issue, so I want to check that out. We got Silver Surfer Rebirth Legacy. This is issue 3. We're getting to see more about our Dark Surfer and find out what's up with him and the Light Surfer. And we got Jen Bell having issues with his powers in here. And Silver Surfer brings Thanos into the fold, our regular Silver Surfer. And they end up going to battle with these characters, and all kinds of things are happening with that storyline, and it's getting better and better as it goes. So I'm liking it. I like the first volume better, but this one's definitely picking up in its halfway point. So we got Spawn number 347. In this one, we're getting a little bit more information on Spawn wanting to take the throne now, finally. We got Rory McConville and Todd McFarlane working on this with Carlo Barbera and Zay Carlos. But Cagliostro and his clan are getting further in their adventures and where they're going. We got Violator trying to get some people. We're getting some interesting Violator Cagliostro crossovers in here. And of course, everybody wants the power that they're all going after, and they're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be a fiasco pretty soon, and it's got to be getting. We're at that point now where the storylines are starting to lag again. So it's like, let's just get to the big battle. Let's be done with it already. I mean, 30 issues of Gunslinger. I mean, come on. I didn't want to go that many issues. But I'd rather just have Spawn having Gunslinger in the original Spawn story and all the other characters, and let's just stick with one. I hate all these offshoots when they go this long. It's just, I can't believe I've stuck on as long as I have. But if they don't get to the battle soon, I probably will be dropping. Because it's time for a new storyline already. I mean, we've been dealing with this storyline since, Spawn 300, and we're at 340s, 347, 348. It's a long storyline. Even reading Moby Dick, you fall asleep halfway through the first few pages. You got Vampirella Dead Flowers, issue 3. This story's getting a little deeper with our inheritance through our witch characters that have these different powers and abilities, and we're finding more about the guy and his daughter, and the werewolf and his daughter, and then the witches, what their plans are and what's happening. And it's definitely getting interesting. I like where that's going, and that one's just about over too. That's only got a couple issues left. Then we have Void Rivals 6, which I believe this is the final issue. And I have no idea if I'll follow anything beyond this. But we do get our two factions, our two worlds come together, and we get to learn things that certain characters already knew about the different humans that are the same but yet different. And then the whole Transformer teasers tricked into here and everything. It's interesting how they're crossing it all together, and I might check out more in the future with Transformers. We'll see. But other than that, Void Rivals was a fun twist. Get you into something that you might not have been into. That's it for now. We'll end it there. Rate, review, tell a friend, subscribe to Under the Color of MS. Check out Crimson Color Comic Club. We'll get back to you in soon. Bye.